Hi everyone, this is Raghav Saili from the Consulting and Strategy Club. Welcome to the third episode of the Consult Connect series. Now that the Daisy is approaching, I'm sure that most of the candidates have a lot of questions going around in their mind around how should we go about preparing for the last week of before Daisy, and what are the do's, don'ts, how should we conduct ourselves, what works well on Daisy, what doesn't work well as what are the factors that one should consider while coming up with their preferences for the firms. We have three very recent alums with us, including Jasmine from Accenture Strategy, Parnika from Bain and Company, and Vaibhav from Carney. So we'll now begin with the set of questions. Our first question is to Parnika. Parnika, my question to you is, how did you utilize the last week before Daisy, and any particular advice that you have for the candidates or the consulting aspirants on campus? Over to you.
Yeah, I think typically the prep runs till the last moment, right? There's no particular day that you stop prepping. But my answer would specifically be for last 3 or 4 days when you really need to give your mind some space to absorb everything that you've learned. So typically last 3 4 days, what I did was I think I was looking. So if we look at it from three aspects, one would be your case and guesstimate prep, one would be your HR prep, and the last would be the prep for any other vertical, right? Your backup basically. So from those three angles, I would say specifically for cases and guesstimates, you should only be doing, let's say, one case per day, not more than that, and that's also so that you don't become rusty on the very last day. And then you should really utilize the rest of your day to absorb every learning of yours from the cases that you've done in the past. You must have sort of figured out all your cases, right? And this goes for all candidates. Even if they haven't figured out cases, you sort of have like a learning from each case. Just really going through that and absorbing all those things would help you on the very last day. When it comes to HR prep, again, I would say that you may be very good at cases and might nail every case that comes your way. But if you're not able to convince the interviewer about why you want to do consulting, then it's all in vain. So getting those critical answers to describing yourself, or to do consulting, why you want to join a particular firm, that's really, really crucial. So focusing basically on those three or four questions towards the end would make a difference. And then you come to the backup preparation. Like for example, I mean, things might not go your way. So what is it that one thing that you've also prepared for in the last month or so? And revising all your notes, it could be marketing, it could be finance, whatever you're interested in, but really going through all your notes and understanding, okay, this might not go my way, and I'll have to probably rely on one of my backup firms also. So those, I think, were the things that I did during the last 3 4 days, and this is what I recommend to everybody watching this.
Thank you, Parnika. Jasmine and Vaibhav, if you have anything to add here.
Yeah, I would recommend that don't solve too many cases on the last 3 4 days, which are just prior to your day zero. Just revisit the old cases which you have already solved with your seniors, with your buddies, and do focus on HR questions. Maybe try to prepare your HR questions with your buddies and with your seniors. I think that should work.
Yeah, I think there's just one more thing to add, and I would just like to emphasize that. I think it's important to also look at the feedback that you have received in all the cases that you have done previously. So sometimes what happens is on day zero, you tend to get nervous and you kind of repeat the same mistakes you did while solving the cases earlier. So it'll make a lot of sense to just go over those feedback and be mindful of those things on the detail. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks a lot for your inputs. So picking up from the HR answers part that Parnika mentioned, Vaibhav, I would like you to answer this. That how can somebody differentiate himself or herself in their HR answers?
Sure. So I think it's good that you know ask me this question, because a lot of us have this tendency of ignoring the HR preparation part. We leave it for the last minute, and it might happen that last minute, due to last minute things might get botched up. So I think what I would like to stress here is that people should prepare for two, three basic things. One is their introduction. Then why do they want to join the firm specifically, and why consulting? And also maybe something on the lines of why are they a good fit for the firm. So I think the major principles that they have to keep in mind to differentiate themselves is can be summarized into two bits. One is brevity, and second is relevance. So when I say brevity, what I mean is that your answer should not be very long. The reason I say that is because whenever you tend to give a long answer, you will eat up your time for the case solving bit. And when that happens, you may not be able to finish the case, which might be a problem for you, because the major assessment is being done on the case that you are solving. And then the second part is relevance. So, just ponder upon the question on why would the firm want to hire you. So most of the consulting firms are looking from problem solvers. They're looking for people who have, who have demonstrated an ability to, solve, basically lead a team and manage multiple stakeholders for that matter. So, try and bring out these kind of attributes whenever you are framing the answer to your HR questions. And one more thing I would like to add, also personalize this answer to why this firm, because a lot of times people give very templatized answers which might not stand out. So to make your answer stand out, bring out certain examples from your dinner interactions and your buddy interactions, and maybe if you put forth those points, your answer might seem more genuine and help the candidates, help your case in the interview.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vaibhav, Jasmeet and Parnika.
I also have similar comments, I think. Again, like Vaibhav said, you need to personalize your answer. It needs to come from your experiences with the firm rather than, reading on Google ki, acha, theek hai, McKinsey does this, BCG does this, Bain does this. I feel got to example from whatever you've learned from buddies, from the OCRs, from any interaction with the company folks, and really nail that answer to why you should be a part of that firm and not why anyone else should be a part of that firm.
Thanks, Parnika. Jasmeet, any views on this? Hello.
I just one point to add to this. Hello, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, Jasmeet.
Yeah. I have just one part to add to this, that don't globe around your HR answers. Prioritize or tell the interviewer the top 3 things which you would want to tell them and which you would want to them to remember you for.
Yes, I think I also have one bit to add here. I really like the fact that we shouldn't really globe around in our answers. I think what consultants are really known for is the answer first approach. So maybe if you have 3 or 4 selling points in your answer, it's important to bring those out first and then substantiate it with your personalized examples. If you don't have that, then maybe you should try and restructure your answers and work on it before your DAISY comes. Moving on, the next question, Jasmeet, this is for you. What criteria or parameters can the candidates use to decide on their preferred firms?
Right. So think of this in 2 different aspects. Number 1 will be, why should you select a firm over other different companies? So maybe you can try to understand it from how your buddy interactions went, what company folks came to the campus and what they told to you. Sorry, not to the campus, but your online interaction and what they told to you about the company. Because each firm is differentiated on the basis of the work culture they have, or maybe the sectors which they are working into. Try to see whether you would be a right fit for them. Secondly, also try to understand that why should a particular firm will select you over other candidates, right? So for this, maybe you can try to gauge how your buddy interactions went, how you solved the cases with your buddy, what feedback you received from the buddy, and how you worked upon those feedback. So once you have given a thought to these questions, I think you might have a better answer to give, or why should you prefer why should you prefer one particular firm over others? Yeah.
Yep. Anybody else?
Yeah, I think one more thing I can add over here is that you can also leverage your other connections, maybe some of your friends who are already working in those firms, could be some seniors who are not part of the recruitment process, etc. And could be some of your, connections from previous experience or, alma mater, etc. And just reach out to them and have informal conversations around the kind of work that they are doing and, find the reality. That also sometimes helps a person decide what to choose.
Thank you. Parnika, over to you.
Yes, absolutely. I think work and culture are the two most important things, and you've got to understand the kind of impact that firm is making in any sort of a field, and the culture. It's important that consulting work can be grueling, so it's important that the culture that supports that work is sort of there to help you. The people are there to help you and support you, and then you should go ahead and choose the firm that fits best for you.
Thank you. One additional point, and from a personal experience, I think when I was at a similar stage, the one primary criteria that I used to do, or I used to focus on, was whether I like these people and whether I want to work with these people. Because in my personal opinion, I think they are also trying to answer the same question, whether I want to work with this candidate or not. So maybe you should take this opportunity, establish a connect with all your buddies and mentors, be very proactive in reaching out to them, and see whether you really like them and want to work with them or not. Moving forward, and this is our last question for the day. And this is an open question. Everybody should pitch in. So the question is, what worked or didn't work for you on Daisy? Are there any do's or don'ts that you should consider that the candidates should keep in mind? Anybody can start.
I think that one hack that really worked for me was going back and thinking about that one particular case that I nailed, like the one that I knew that no one could do better than me. And that really gives you confidence, because I mean, confidence is the one thing that you can carry to your interview room and it will never let you be defeated. So that's just like a small hack. But otherwise, I think these candidates would need to have a very calm posture, a calm space of mind. And that's to say that you can't be all panicky on the last day. You know that you've done your prep, and the only thing between you and that company is that one interview, which you've practiced 1,000 times. So nothing can go wrong as long as you're calm and you're thinking straight and not thinking about, oh, if this doesn't work out, what will happen? Just like concentrate on that one interview and forget about the other things.
Okay.
Thank you, Parnika.
I would actually like to make a point which is slightly different from what Parnika said. So I think realistically speaking, what can happen is that you might not crack the first firm that you interview for, right? And that happens to a lot of people. So I think it's very important to just take a step back at that moment and just introspect what went wrong. Because if you don't do that, then what will happen is that you will first of all repeat the same mistake again in the next firm's interview, and it might also be possible that you carry that negativity in the next interview, which will again hamper your chances of selection. So the primary objective is converting a consulting firm. So if first one doesn't work out, then I think you just need to take a step back, think, reboot your systems, and then just enter into the next interview with a fresh mind. So that is something I did, I personally. So,
Just a small thing to add to that.
Thank you.
When you are inside the interview room, be very proactive, genuinely show them that you want to be a part of that company. And one very small bit of advice which I have always received from my senior is that even if the day does not go as planned, don't worry, it's not the end of the world. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Just a bit of addition here from my side too. I think it's important to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, I personally feel that you can't crack that interview. If you just believe in yourself, stay confident, and don't let any stress or pressures take over your mindset. I think that's the most important part for you to succeed on that day. Because the rest of it is out of our control. The only thing that we can control is our own mindset. Here, I would just like to thank everybody, Parnika, Jasmine, Webber, for taking our time to help the upcoming students and consulting aspirants on the campus to really crack the DAISY and their prep. I would also like to wish all the consulting aspirants and every viewer here all the best for their interviews. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All the best, everyone.